that says, make your old hard, your new easy. We're going to do that for everybody today who has any problems getting stuff done. Anybody out there like that? Anybody? I thought so. So what I'm going to do eventually is break down my weekly planner and my daily planner for you. These are analog, and I'm going to explain why in a minute. I love Trello. I love Keep. Whatever you can use, if you can use an Excel spreadsheet to organize yourself, fantastic. Does not matter. But the fact is, if you write stuff down, it embeds in your brain better, and you get more done. And having something to look at on your desk to remind you over the course of your day is helpful, because there are fires to put out. And we're going to talk about fires when we talk about our daily planner. So if you stay tuned, I'm going to gift these to you free in exchange for your email, or hit me up in the DMs and we'll just attach it as a file. I don't really need your emails. If you want to follow me in the things that I do, email's a great way to do it. There are other ways, of course. Check out my link tree. You know how all that works. So studies show organized people get between 30% and 100% more done every single day than people who do not organize themselves. And I'm sure a lot of you find that's true. A lot of people think that organization is a challenge because we're so busy. But the fact is, the more organized we are, the more time we have, because we concentrate on the things that move the needle, the things that are most important, and we delegate out some of the rest. And I know that's hard for a lot of you perfectionists out there. But if you're going to scale in life, you have to be able to hire and let people do their jobs, even if it's not 100% as great as yours, because you need to bring in revenue and people into your business to have a thriving business. Makes sense, right? So let's start with the weekly planner. Okay, one of the things you're going to notice about the weekly planner, 7 days. And the reason there's 7 days on the planner is not because I want you to work 7 days a week. Hell no. I want you to work less than 5 days a week once you get yourself organized, because that is the key to a decent work-life balance. And the reason Saturday and Sunday are here is because you're going to schedule things with your partner, with your kids, with your friends. You're going to be the person who looks up what events you're going to go to, what festivals, what farmers market you're going to check out this week, what brunch you're going to go to. And you're going to help keep people in your circle, in your life. Because it's really easy to only keep track of people on social media. But those are superficial relationships for the most part, because you're seeing usually the best, or in some cases, the worst of what people are on social media. But you don't get the nuance, you don't get the follow-up question. So I want you to start scheduling some things on the weekends with people who are important in your life, so they stay important in your life. Because our friends and our partners and our kids, our family, it's everything. And that's really why you should be working. That should be your motivation. Being motivated by yourself, fantastic. Doesn't happen as often as doing it for your wife, your kids, your husband, your parents. Whatever reason gets you going is really important, because most people will not do it for themselves. So have that outside reason. Now, my favorite, the daily planner. You're going to notice there are 2 columns. I only want you to write the 3 most important things on the left side of this column, and I'll tell you why. Because somewhere around 9 o'clock on Mondays when you get to work, or 8 o'clock on Mondays when you get to work, there's going to be a fire in your email, or a boss that comes running in that you've lost the Johnson account, and how are we going to get to payroll on Friday? There's going to be an emergency. Those things go on the left side of your page, because those things we end up spending quite a bit of time on. And if we don't put them down on our daily planner and our boss asks us next week why we didn't get X, Y, and Z done, when we got our top 3 done each day and the fires, we have something to remind ourselves why the less important things got moved forward. On the right side of this page, all those great things that we do every day. Check email, make phone calls, check voicemail, etc. Maybe plan your social media. Now, you notice those things are not as important. They don't move the needle. They don't bring in immediate revenue or customers. They are long game tasks. That does not mean they're not important, and they do need to get done, but you don't need to obsess about them. Sometimes very good and done beats perfect and never launched. Wouldn't you agree? So let's stop for a second. You can get both of these planners in your email box, in your DMs, no cost. Just message me or hit me up, any of the ways that everybody hits me up, and I will send them to you for free. If you want the walkthrough, a little bit more detailed than what I've just given you, we can talk about that, and I'll make that available for a $29 price or something ridiculous to get you into my world, because I love coaching up people. This is what I do. This is how I make myself proud, how I make my family proud, how I get people to reach up 2 levels at work, more income, more time, more family time, all those beautiful things. Because I provide the structure and the accountability. This is what everybody needs in life, is structure and accountability. And if it's not to yourself, it needs to be to an accountability partner. It can be your spouse. It can be your boss, if you've got a great boss. It can be a coworker. It can be a comrade, someone you run with in a networking group. I've paired people up in networking groups so that they're accountable to each other. So that at the end of the day, it's like, oh, did you do your daily planner? Great. How much did you get done? And they review for 5 minutes on Zoom, on a phone call, in real life, over a cup of coffee, and they're accountable to somebody else. And it really helps move that needle along. So, what have we learned today? We've learned that we need a system. It can be an electronic system, and I love electronic systems, and you can use that in conjunction with the writing things down. But we write things down because they embed better in our brain and we get more done. So organization saves you time, gives you more time. What a gift that is to you. What is that worth to you? Probably more than $29. I'm Coach Ron. I help get, the first thing I do when someone comes into my practice after they fill out the questionnaire with how they'd like to be contacted and what their biggest problem is we start talking about how they organize themselves. And sometimes there's a system and needs just a little bit of a tweak, which is fantastic, but more often than not, there is not a system. And if you just started a new job, just got a promotion, just changed something in your workplace, you got reorganized, you need a little organization so that stress of the change doesn't let you devolve into imposter syndrome. Because imposter syndrome, I see it all the time. I've had it. I still get it occasionally, but I work through it as a process. Because if you don't work through your imposter syndrome, you will be in burnout syndrome. And everybody knows someone in burnout syndrome. The Prime Minister of Australia just resigned because she's in burnout syndrome. If she had a system, if she had a structure, if she had an accountability coach, if she had a better work-life balance, that probably wouldn't have happened. I'm Coach Ron. I help people succeed. The program is called Success Syndrome Catalyst Coaching. We love what we do, and we'd love to give you our resources for free.